Yo, YouTube, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Big Play Slay here, coming back with another video. And in today's video, this is gonna be a video of me breaking down why I think the Buffalo Bills will win the Super Bowl. Not only go, but yes, win. They were busy this offseason in terms of the draft, free agency, and honestly, man, I really want to see this team win the Super Bowl. Like, obviously, I want my Eagles to win another Super Bowl, but I live 2 hours away from Buffalo, and I gotta say, man, their fan base is loyal as hell to their team. It'll be a big sports moment, especially for a team like Buffalo if they ever won a Super Bowl. They got busy this offseason, and I'll talk about all the acquisitions they made later on in the video, but let's just go into their offensive stats. I mean, last year, not only did this team go to the playoffs, but if it wasn't for the overtime rules being so annoying, this team probably would have, outscored the Chiefs and probably beat the Chiefs. But it is what it is. The Chiefs won the game. You can't go back now. But let's just go about what their stats looked like last year. 4,450 yards. That comes from Josh Allen. A piece of 1,000 goes to Diggs. Probably 800, 700, around that, mark range. 500 maybe goes to Gabriel Davis. Cole Beasley had another piece in that, little spark. Emmanuel Sanders did his little work. You have Dawson Knox. They have players on that offense, Devin Singletary, and a lot of people say that running back room is what's holding them back. They addressed it. We'll get into that later. But 6.8 average yards, 261.8 points, yards per game, 646 attempts in terms of throwing, 10.7 average receiving yards, 1,760 yak yards, and that is impressive. They went toe-to-toe with the Kansas City Chiefs, a team that has not only went to the Super Bowl, I want to say twice in the last 5 years. They went to the Super Bowl against the Buccaneers. They beat the Niners in the Super Bowl in 19. This team, they went toe-to-toe with the Kansas City Chiefs, and they looked really impressive. Josh Allen, gunslinger, he just makes everything look so effortless. And not to mention, the Buffalo Bills lost Cole Beasley. That was a big loss for them because he's a very consistent guy. They also lost Emmanuel Sanders, who they signed last year and last offseason. And this was a big one. Not even a player. It was a coach, Brian Daboll, the offensive coordinator that's been there for a quite solid minute. And they added James Cook. They fill out the running back room. A lot of people said they needed it. They added O.J. Howard, a tight end from the Buccaneers that didn't get enough love, but did a lot of work. Roger Shafford, excuse me if I'm butchering his name, but Jamison Crowder, a solid receiver. Could be like a 4 or 5 or 3 maybe. But let's just get into the defensive stats. They have Jordan Poyer, Tremaine Edmonds, Tre'Davious White. I'll get into the players that they added. But, look at what they have. 767 solo tackles, 346 assisted tackles, 42 sacks, 92 tackles for loss, 80 pass deflections, 19 interceptions. This team is the only reason, and let's just be completely honest, the only reason that they didn't look good against the Kansas City Chiefs was because their defense was a little too tired. And I'm not trying to make an excuse, but that is one big reason. Now, you can't go back. It is what it is. Their defense decided to take a turn in the wrong spin when the game mattered most. So that's for them to blame. And it's very tough. But like I said, this defense not only added, that offense got better. But, you look at this defense, and the defensive coordinator that cost them the game because they played a deep zone against a team that had one of the fastest player in the league, in my opinion, and Tyreek Hill. You just can't do that, especially with an injured Tre'Davious White. And White is coming off an injury in that playoff game, but you can't do that again. And you don't want to play a deep zone. That defense statistically was 1, I think, the entire year. They shut out a lot of teams. Now, they had their games where they did lose to teams that they should not have lost to. Like, they lost to Jacksonville. They started off very slow at the start of the season. So did Josh Allen. But they did add Von Miller, one of the best defensive players to ever play, and one of the best defensive players right now, even though he's getting up there in age. They added Kyer Elam through the draft, a very big physical cornerback. They have, Jordan Phillips. They added him from Arizona again. They lost Levi Wallace. He was their cornerback too, next to Tre'Davious White. They got Harrison Phillips back from Minnesota. This team overall is just very talented. And I can't help but to say this team is not going to go to this, or is going to go to the Super Bowl, because you have an MVP contender in Josh Allen. You have the pieces at receivers. You have the tight end to do it. And Dawson Knox is only getting better. The defense improved majorly by adding one of the best defensive players in the draft and in the free agency. So this team not only got better, they addressed their needs. This team's gonna be good. But I'm gonna end this video off right here. Appreciate everyone who watched. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay blessed. We out.